Hello, Dr. Zanoni, Kevin Workman. I'm just checking in to give you a little update about where I'm at and how I'm doing. I do this with my instructors from time to time for a couple of reasons. One, I miss the campus experience. There's a part of me that is still in denial that I'm doing an online PhD program. I'm the kind of student that as annoying as it might sound, I'm the last one to leave because I want to stick around and talk to the instructor and ask more questions. So anyway, I crave that a little bit. It's hard to replicate that in the online world, and it's especially hard to replicate when most of my interactions with my instructors and peers are happening at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. So this can be a little bit of an isolating experience for me because there's no other international students. And so I find that, a lot of the topics that I'm writing about or a lot of the perspectives that I share are a little bit harder for other classmates to connect with. So anyway, I'm just sending this along to say hello and here's an update about what's going on with me. I've fallen behind in module 3, and I really wanted to avoid a video like this. I wanted to avoid this moment where I feel compelled to explain myself, but part of just kind of having compassion for myself is deciding that it's okay for me to let you know when it's just too much. And it's not the workload, it's just the unfortunate timing and the way the calendar and the clock conspire against me. And you've been obviously your 24-hour grace period is it's more than sufficient. But with this last module, the current module, it's just been, I just reached basically a saturation point with sleep deprivation. That paper, that A, I couldn't get it to 5 pages, and B, I could hardly finish the thing. By the time I finally got it done, I had spent an entire sleepless night leading up to our 3 a.m. class. And after the 3 a.m. class, got ready for work and came to school for a staff meeting and then a day of distance learning. And then that next night, I had another 3 a.m. class. And those 2 back-to-back days are actually that's how I begin my weekend. So the idea that a weekend is for like catching up or getting your bearings, the way it's going to work out for me is that every 2 weeks, my 2 classes are going to kind of crescendo on a Thursday, my Thursday and Friday. Now, Friday is the beginning of my weekend. In Saudi, Thursday is the end of the work week. Friday is prayer day, so it's the beginning of my weekend. And so I go, when these 2 modules, or I'm sorry, when these 2 courses, my quantitative class and my globalization class, they both kind of crescendo toward the online session. It looks like every couple weeks I'm going to go into a weekend just completely fried. And I don't really like talking about it because I guess I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me, because obviously I signed up for this. But when I signed up for this, I thought there were going to be many other international students. So another isolating factor in the class has been that, nobody's really interested in accommodating my clock, and that it makes perfect sense. Anyway, so it basically, between work and family and and then 48 hours of near sleeplessness. And in the middle of all of that, pretty much spending every waking hour in front of a computer screen, either as a student or a teacher, or even as a parent, helping my kids through distance learning. I got to a point where I couldn't keep the plates spinning anymore. And just as a matter of kind of self-care, I just walked away from everything in the middle of this module. So I've noticed that I made a mistake on my first discussion post, because I analyzed one of a document that was about children with disabilities, and I basically looked up at the top list of supplemental readings instead of staying on track with the bottom list. So I also still have not replied to my classmates' first posts, and I also have not posted the second post on assessments. And then tonight I'm hoping to do that in addition to the proposal for the case study, which brings me to my next note, which is that I was off track sniffing down the Saudi Arabia trail, thinking that I had come across some, I guess, false statistics about the poverty rates here. So I've moved on from that. Thank you for your email directing me to that table, and I found Tanzania, which is, as I'll write about, it's connected to some service learning projects at my school, which makes it possibly very relevant for my dissertation research down the road, potentially. Anyway, this video is longer than I wanted it to be, certainly longer than you wanted it to be. It's a frustration. It's a point of frustration for me that I'm really never at my best when my instructors see me, when I finally make a verbal contribution to class, when I'm put in a breakout room to discuss. I feel like I'm almost never seen or heard when I'm actually at my sharpest. So, and also because I've really enjoyed your feedback. I really appreciate how carefully you respond to my writing, and I may down the road be coming your way to ask for help with my research. So I just, in whatever awkward digital platform I can, I'm the kind of student and the kind of educator who craves relationship. And this experience online and from 8,000 miles away and being in a different time zone, it has come at a cost that I wasn't anticipating. My mental health has on occasion needed to take precedence and pull me away from deadlines. So I've decided that instead of trying to hide that, I'm just gonna come out and keep you up to date on that. So thanks for listening, and thanks for reading and giving feedback on the work. I'm going to continue turning stuff in for this module, even though I know that I'm not only missing deadlines, but I'm extending beyond the 24-hour grace period. The way I'm trying to approach it is that I'm telling myself that as long as I am authentically and genuinely engaged, I'm not really concerned a whole lot about my grade. I want you to see me as a high-performing student, and I think that probably that's already occurred. So, if I get the odd B or C because I'm late here or there, I'm going to do that because the sleep thing has a synergistic kind of effect to it, where the disruption of the sleep cycle almost creates every 2 weeks a brand new round of jet lag. And again, it's partially because of the hours, but it's also because of the computer screens and just the intensity of the writing and the reading. So anyway, I may just drop off the radar every once in a while. And when I do it, it will always be in the name of recentering myself and making sure that I can be present for my kids and my wife, and never because the work is. Anyway, I think I'm probably just going to start to repeat myself now. So thanks for listening, and just bear with me. I'm grinding it out. I'm working hard. I'm learning a ton. This globalization class is by far my favorite class in the whole deal. I can't even begin to explain how much I wish I had taken this class prior to my first lit review on global service learning. So I've just got tons of ideas now, and so I continue to be really engaged. I continue to be really excited, but I do have to confess that this particular semester, the way the courses line up, I didn't see it coming. I didn't plan ahead, and I'm just now coming out of a pretty good funk related to sleep and mood and concentration and just kind of the whole thing. So I know you understand. You're probably thinking, you don't have to explain this, but I 8,000 miles away with no one in my time zone and nobody to talk to. I actually kind of do feel like I need to explain this because I want to be understood. I want to make connections with my instructors. And so thanks again for listening and for all of your hard work. I'm loving the class. The syllabus is so well put together, so well thought out. It is kicking my butt, but I love that. I do. I love that part of it. So you take care of yourself, and again, so much gratitude your way, and I look forward to our next class. Thank you.